Did you know that one of the most inspiring stories of the 2026 FIFA World Cup never actually happened on the pitch? Yes, you heard that right. While the world was focused on goals, trophies, and superstar players, a referee who had already made football history found himself at the center of one of the biggest controversies of the tournament. Not because of a decision during a match, not because of a mistake, but because after years of hard work, international recognition, and earning his place at the biggest football event on earth, he never got the chance to officiate a single game. And what happened next sparked reactions from politicians, football officials, and fans across the world. His name is Omar Artan, and before the controversy, his story looked like the perfect football success story. Born in Mogadishu, Somalia, Omar grew up in a country that has faced decades of instability and hardship. While many dream of becoming football players, Omar chose a different path. He became a referee, a role that rarely receives headlines but remains essential to every match played around the world. Year after year, he worked his way through local football, proving himself at every level. His performances earned recognition across Africa, and in 2018, he officially joined FIFA's International Referees list. That achievement alone was historic, but it was only the beginning. Over the next few years, Omar continued building a reputation as one of Africa's most respected officials. In 2024, he became the first Somali referee ever selected to officiate at the Africa Cup of Nations. Then came even bigger assignments. He officiated matches in the CAF Champions League, including the prestigious final. His consistency, professionalism, and performances eventually led to another major milestone. In 2025, he was named the best men's referee in all of Africa. Think about that for a moment. Out of an entire continent filled with experienced officials, Omar Artan was recognized as the best. That recognition caught the attention of FIFA. When preparations began for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, FIFA referee Chief Pierluigi Collina and his team selected 52 referees from around the globe. Among them was Omar Artan. For the first time in history, a Somali referee would officiate at the FIFA World Cup. It was a groundbreaking moment not only for him but for Somalia itself. Years of sacrifice, training, and dedication had finally led to football's biggest stage. Everything appeared to be going according to plan. Omar had the necessary documents. He had FIFA accreditation. He had a valid visa. He had official authorization to participate in the tournament. On June 6th, he arrived at Miami International Airport ready to begin preparations with the other World Cup officials. But instead of joining FIFA's referee training program, something completely unexpected happened. According to reports, Omar was stopped for questioning by immigration authorities. What should have been a routine entry process reportedly turned into an hours-long investigation. Reports indicate that he was questioned extensively regarding security concerns connected to Somalia, despite having no known connection to any extremist organizations. The questioning continued for approximately 11 hours. 11 hours. Eventually, authorities determined that he would not be allowed entry into the United States. Just like that, one of the most qualified referees in world football was denied access to the tournament he had spent years earning the right to attend. The decision shocked football fans around the world, not only because Omar possessed valid documentation, but because FIFA itself had already selected him after extensive vetting procedures. Questions immediately emerged. How could a referee chosen by FIFA for the World Cup be unable to enter the host country? And if this could happen to one of FIFA's selected officials, what did it say about the tournament's overall organization? FIFA soon released a statement confirming that Omar Artan would not be able to participate in the World Cup. However, the organization also emphasized that immigration decisions remain the responsibility of host governments, not FIFA. In other words, FIFA made it clear that while they selected referees, they could not control border entry decisions made by national authorities. Many fans found that explanation unsatisfying. Because while FIFA may not control immigration systems, Critics argued that the organization should have anticipated situations like this, especially for a tournament being hosted across multiple countries. The controversy quickly grew beyond football and entered the world of politics. And that's where Canada entered the story. One of the first major political figures to respond was British Columbia Premier David Eby. Vancouver was hosting several World Cup matches, and Eby publicly stated that Omar Artan would be welcomed and celebrated in British Columbia. Then he made a remarkable suggestion. He openly proposed allowing Omar to referee matches in Vancouver. Those few words immediately gained international attention. Soon afterward, Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow joined the conversation. She released a statement expressing support for Omar and stated that he would be welcome in Toronto. More importantly, she announced plans to formally communicate with FIFA regarding the issue. Ontario opposition leader Marit Stiles also voiced support, emphasizing that Omar had earned his place on the world stage through merit and achievement. Suddenly, 3 major Canadian political leaders were publicly supporting a referee who had been excluded from the tournament. Their message was simple. He earned this opportunity. He deserves to be here. And if Canada could help, it would. But despite the support, a major problem remained. The structure of FIFA's officiating system made a solution far more difficult than many people realized. For the 2026 World Cup, FIFA centralized its referee operations in Miami. Every referee selected for the tournament was required to participate in training sessions, meetings, and preparation programs based there. Officials could not simply arrive directly in Canada or Mexico and begin officiating matches. Participation in the centralized program was mandatory. Because Omar had been denied entry to the United States, he could not access the training hub. And because he could not access the training hub, FIFA's own structure prevented him from officiating matches anywhere else in the tournament. Not in Vancouver, not in Toronto, not in Mexico, nowhere. That detail became one of the biggest criticisms directed toward FIFA, because this was not a tournament hosted by one nation. It was hosted by 3 countries. Critics questioned why the entire officiating operation depended on access to a single host nation. Had alternative systems existed, some argued, Omar could potentially have continued his World Cup journey through Canada. While FIFA faced criticism, another football organization moved quickly. UEFA, European football's governing body, announced that Omar Artan would referee the UEFA Super Cup. The appointment was historic. It meant Omar would become the first African referee ever selected to officiate a major UEFA final. The decision was widely praised. Many saw it as recognition of his talent and an acknowledgement that his achievements deserved a global stage. Meanwhile, when Omar returned to Somalia, he received a hero's welcome. Thousands gathered to support him. Political leaders praised him. The president of Somalia personally reached out. Instead of returning home in disappointment, he returned as a symbol of perseverance and resilience. Perhaps the most remarkable part of the entire story was Omar's response. Rather than expressing anger or bitterness, he remained calm and composed. He accepted what had happened and focused on the future. He expressed hope that he would one day participate in another World Cup, and that attitude earned him even greater respect. Because while football can be cruel, moments like this remind people why sport matters, not because of trophies, not because of money, but because of the people involved. Today, the Omar Artan story represents something larger than one referee. It raises questions about fairness, tournament organization, and the responsibilities of global sporting institutions. It highlights the challenges of hosting international events in an increasingly complex world. And perhaps most importantly, it shows how one individual's journey can inspire millions, even when circumstances prevent them from reaching the stage they worked so hard to reach. As the 2026 FIFA World Cup continues, goals will be scored, champions will be crowned, and new football legends will emerge. But long after the tournament ends, many fans may remember another story entirely. The story of a referee from Somalia, a man who reached the World Cup, but never got the chance to step onto the field. And the question remains, could FIFA have done more? Or was this an unavoidable consequence of a system nobody expected to fail? Because sometimes the biggest stories in football happen far away from the pitch itself.